When we interact with others, it's easy to assume that everyone has good intentions, but the truth is, there are individuals out there who wear a mask of kindness while hiding darker motives. These are the people who can deeply influence your life in negative ways, and often they do so under the radar, making their toxic behavior difficult to spot. But there are signs, evident signs, that you should never ignore. Here are 5 ways to identify when there is an evil person in your life. The first sign is manipulation and control. Evil people are experts at twisting reality. They know how to gaslight you, making you feel like you're the one in the wrong, when in fact they are the ones causing harm. They will constantly push you to question your own thoughts, feelings, and decisions, forcing you to doubt yourself and rely more on them. This manipulation weakens your sense of self, and you may start to lose touch with what is right because they have successfully controlled your perception of reality. Manipulation and control are among the most destructive behaviors that a person can inflict on another. At first, it may seem subtle, almost like the other person is just trying to help or guide you. But over time, you begin to realize that their advice isn't always in your best interest. Instead, it serves to keep you in a state of dependence on them. They may start with small requests, testing the waters, to see how easily they can sway you. Then, when they see that they can influence your decisions, they begin to make bolder moves. They might undermine your confidence, question your judgment, or dismiss your opinions in ways that make you feel confused or inadequate. At the heart of manipulation is a desire for control. The manipulator is not interested in your personal growth or happiness. They are interested in maintaining power over you. They use your vulnerabilities to gain leverage. They may exploit your insecurities, your fears, or your weaknesses to get what they want, even if it means causing you emotional distress. Over time, their words and actions begin to shape your reality. You might find yourself questioning your own instincts, doubting your choices, and second-guessing your worth. The more they manipulate, the more you feel like you're losing control of your life. But here's the truth. Manipulation can only thrive if you allow it. No one can truly control you unless you give them the power to do so. You must recognize that you are worthy of making your own decisions, setting your own boundaries, and owning your own life. The moment you begin to understand that you are in control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your responses, you take away the manipulator's power. It's not easy, and it requires great strength to break free from this cycle, but it is possible. You are not defined by the opinions of others, and you are not bound to their version of who you should be. To reclaim your freedom, you must trust yourself again. Believe in your ability to make decisions that are aligned with your values and goals. Cut ties with those who seek to control you, and surround yourself with people who respect your autonomy and encourage your growth. When you step into your own power, you send a clear message that you will no longer be manipulated. You are worthy of freedom, self-respect, and peace. And with that realization, you can begin to create a life on your terms, free from the grip of manipulation. Consistent toxicity and drama are not only emotionally draining, but also mentally exhausting. When someone constantly brings chaos into your life, it can feel as though you're walking on a tightrope, unsure of when the next emotional storm will hit. At first, you might chalk it up to bad luck or difficult circumstances, but over time, you begin to notice a pattern. Whenever this person is around, there's always some form of conflict, drama, or negativity. They seem to thrive in environments where emotions are high, where tensions run deep, and where peace is constantly disrupted. The toxic individual often seeks to keep you off balance. They might start arguments over trivial matters, or deliberately stir up conflict between you and others. They may lie, manipulate, or provoke situations just to see your reaction. It's almost as if they feed off the chaos they create. This pattern of behavior can have a profound effect on your life, leaving you feeling drained, anxious, and uncertain. Over time, you may begin to lose sight of what truly matters, as you're constantly trying to put out fires they've set, or trying to manage the emotional mess they've caused. However, it's important to recognize that you do not have to participate in their drama. Drama is often a form of distraction, a way for these individuals to avoid dealing with their own inner turmoil. When they bring chaos into your life, it's less about you and more about their own inability to deal with their emotions or conflicts. They want to make you feel unsettled, because as long as you're dealing with their issues, you're not focusing on your own growth. The key to rising above this toxicity is to refuse to engage in the cycle. When you understand that drama and conflict are not your burden to carry, you can step out of the trap they've set for you. Instead of reacting to their provocations, you can choose to remain calm, focused, and composed. You don't have to entertain their chaos. Instead, channel your energy into your goals, your passions, and your growth. When you stop giving in to the drama, you create space for peace, clarity, and real progress in your life. Remember, your peace of mind is not negotiable. You have the power to choose who and what enters your life, and you can set boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. When you refuse to participate in the toxicity, you free yourself from its grip. You make a decision to rise above the noise and focus on what truly matters, and in doing so, you reclaim your peace, your power, and your potential for growth. Exploitation of vulnerabilities is one of the most insidious tactics used by individuals who seek to manipulate or control others. It begins subtly, often disguised as kindness, concern, or help. At first, it might feel like someone is offering you a hand in a time of need, but soon you begin to realize that their actions come with strings attached. They start to prey on your insecurities, your weaknesses, and your fears. They see your vulnerability not as something to be respected, but as an opportunity to gain power over you. When someone exploits your vulnerabilities, they aim to create a sense of dependency. They want you to feel like you need them in order to feel safe or whole. They may tell you that only they understand you, or that without them you won't succeed or be happy. What they are really doing is trying to cement their place in your life, not out of genuine care, but for their own benefit. They use your fears and insecurities to manipulate you into doing things for them, or to weaken your sense of self-worth so that you become more malleable to their influence. But here's the truth. Your vulnerabilities are not weaknesses to be exploited. They are human traits that everyone has. And while it's natural to feel vulnerable at times, it's also vital to recognize when someone is taking advantage of it for their own gain. Understanding your own vulnerabilities and learning to protect them is essential for building a healthy sense of self-respect and resilience. The moment you begin to recognize when someone is exploiting your weaknesses, you can take a step back and reassess the situation. You don't have to give in to manipulation, and you don't have to let someone use your vulnerabilities against you. The key is to recognize your worth despite your vulnerabilities. Understand that your weaknesses do not define you. They are just part of what makes you human. Instead of hiding or being ashamed of your vulnerabilities, embrace them and use them as a foundation for personal growth. When you acknowledge and accept your imperfections, you build the strength to protect yourself from those who would seek to exploit them. In life, there will always be individuals who will try to take advantage of you. But you have the power to take control of your own narrative. Trust yourself, set strong boundaries, and recognize when someone's intentions are not aligned with your well-being. Protect your vulnerabilities and your peace, and surround yourself with those who support you, not those who seek to use you. By doing so, you can live with the confidence that your worth is not determined by the things others try to exploit, but by the strength you find within yourself. A lack of empathy and remorse is one of the most glaring signs of a toxic or harmful individual. People who are unable to empathize with others, or who show no remorse for the pain they cause, are often the ones who leave lasting emotional scars. They can inflict harm without even considering how their actions affect others. At first, it might seem as though their behavior is a result of a misunderstanding, or perhaps they're just unaware of how their actions impact you. However, as time passes, it becomes clearer that their lack of empathy is not accidental. It's a deliberate absence of compassion. When someone lacks empathy, they cannot truly understand or feel the emotions of others. They are disconnected from the experiences and suffering of those around them. This means that when they hurt you, they don't feel the weight of their actions. They do not recognize the emotional damage they've caused or the consequences of their behavior. They may even justify their actions, convincing themselves that they were right, that you deserved it, or that you are the one overreacting. This self-justification is often followed by a total absence of remorse, an inability to feel guilt or regret for the harm they've caused. While this type of person can be incredibly destructive to your emotional well-being, it is important to understand that their lack of empathy is not a reflection of you or your worth. It is a reflection of their inability to connect with others on a meaningful level. They are emotionally stunted, unable to form the kind of relationships that are built on mutual respect and understanding. And while it's tempting to try to change them or make them feel what they don't, the reality is that their lack of empathy is something only they can address, if they choose to do so. The key to protecting yourself from such individuals is recognizing that you cannot change them, but you can change how you respond. You must understand that your feelings are valid and you are worthy of being treated with kindness and respect. Surround yourself with people who have the capacity to empathize with you and who are capable of offering sincere apologies and remorse when they cause you pain. By doing so, you create a network of support that helps you heal and protects you from those who might try to harm you without any regard. Above all, understand that a lack of empathy and remorse should never be something you internalize. You are not responsible for other people's inability to feel or care. Instead of dwelling on their shortcomings, focus on cultivating relationships with those who bring understanding and compassion into your life. You deserve to be surrounded by people who can empathize with your pain, acknowledge your feelings, and offer genuine remorse when they hurt you. Your emotional health and peace depend on it. A person with a destructive influence on others doesn't just harm individuals in isolation. They spread negativity and discord wherever they go. The influence of such a person is contagious, and the damage they cause often extends far beyond their immediate interactions with you. They are the type of individual who seems to thrive on creating division, pitting people against each other, and manipulating situations to create conflict. In doing so, they often tear apart friendships, families, or professional relationships, leaving emotional wreckage in their wake. They thrive in environments where there is tension, confusion, and emotional instability because it gives them a sense of control. The destructive influence these individuals have on others is rooted in their inability to see the value of healthy, supportive relationships.